A very good evening to everyone. So I'm Pushka Yashasvi and I'm back with a new podcast session. So today we have Pranav Kumar, who is currently working as a senior consultant in one of the big four companies, that is Deloitte, and also he's an alumni of IIM Shillong, one of the oldest IIM. Hi Pranav, how are you?
Hey Pushkar, hi. I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, I'm fine. So how's the COVID going in your side?
Yeah, it's pretty stable here right now. So I am currently based out of Gurgaon and at my home. Today's a weekend, so all good and just trying to be safe and all sorted.
Oh, all right. That's nice. So Pranav, as I have researched you about a lot, so I would like audience also to know about you, like who are you and what are you doing? So you can give a brief introduction about yourself.
Sure, Pushkar. Thank you very much for having me over here, first of all. And coming to my background and where I am from. Um, I am from Delhi, and my current organization is Deloitte. So I'm currently working here as a senior consultant. How I reached here initially when I was in school, in eighth, ninth, the first priority was engineering. I did not think about anything else, So I wanted to get into a good engineering college. So I cracked IIT JEE and AIEEE. Did not get a very good rank in IIT for my branch. So I took admission in computer science branch at Delhi College of Engineering. And after that, I was into computer science. I was interested in programming. I was doing that, but in the second or third year, I had to decide something about my future. I had to take a call whether I would like to pursue this career for my entire life, or should I move ahead with something else. So after that, because I have a lot of interest in trying to explore different industries. I'm not a very unidimensional person who just likes to focus on one particular domain. So I researched a lot about it, and I got to know that going for an MBA would just enable me to pursue this opportunity. So just went for my CAT exam and MBA and IIM Shillong, and from there on I have been placed at Deloitte, and I have been in Deloitte since then.
Wow, that's a wonderful journey you have till now. And I think you're a very motivated person and very career oriented person. So do you have any visions or goals in your life or any experience that has shaped you in life?
So I do not have any particular vision in my life because I am more a kind of process oriented person. I like to follow the journey, I like to have a journey. So not a particular vision, but I take things as it comes. So as I mentioned, life itself. So this is what provided me an opportunity to grow in management consulting, because it's a very intensive field where you need to have consistent dedication, right? And you need to have you need to explore a lot of industries. You need to be on your toes always to learn about new industries. Things keep on changing, things keep on revolving around. So due to that sync between my attribute, my, you can say, my liking or my interests and the management consulting field, so these two collaborated, and I am here and planning to do well over here as well.
All right, that's great, Pranav. That's great. So,
Yeah.
can you, Pranav, just tell me about some myths? Is there any myth about consulting, like any thing that consulting is a very boring job, or how is it like? How is the consulting life?
So there is a running joke in the management circle field that people who do not know what to do in life finally end up in management consulting. So it's true to some extent, but because you have a very vast expanse of career choices ahead of you after doing something in management consulting. So it's a very much rewarding field as well. For example, for one of the projects, you are doing something on the financial strategy. On some projects, you're doing something about digital transformation. On some projects, you are working on changing the market strategy of a company, trying to launch a new product for the company. So you get an overall understanding of the entire field. So there is a myth that in management consulting you just give up on your work-life balance. So it's not that. You do not have to do that always. It generally depends on project to projects. How do you have, what team do you have in front of you? How is the manager? How is the leader? How are you coping up with your team? So that plays a lot of role in your work-life balance. So if you're enjoying your work, you can just it's just life, it's not work for you, right? So the myth that the work life balance is very much distorted in management consulting, it's not a very much uh, a fixed, or you can say it's not that you're working on.
All right, that's nice. That's nice. Thank you so much that you cleared my myths. And I had also
Yeah.
regarding some myths that there are some myths about consulting, that it's a very boring job, a very tedious job. But I'm glad that you shared the insights of the consulting and the management consulting. So moving on with
Yeah.
the next question. So, is there any like skill required or anything you should have with you while going into this field in the consulting?
So the most important thing is, you should have a good communication skills. If I talk about the soft skill, because communication is the key in consulting. You are dealing with the clients. You are facing the clients every day. So uh, if you're not able to communicate well, if you're not able to articulate well, then you cannot persuade them. And if you cannot persuade them, you can't lead, right? So communication brings value to the firm and also to your personal brand as well, right? So for example, if you're working on a project, you're trying to solve a problem, you're very good at solving a problem, but you're not able to communicate that thing to the client. There is a gap, there is a difference between what the client is understanding, have what the client has an understanding about your problem, about your solution, and what you are trying to convey to him. So if that is not there, then it will be a big mismatch between what you're trying to deliver for your client, right? That will not go down well with your leaders as well. So I would say communication, one of the big things in the soft skill part. Apart from that, ability to analyze, ability to assess, go down into the problem. So problem solving is one part, but more than that, trying to identify the problem, trying to find the real problem, what is the crux of the problem, is more important thing, I would say. Because if you're trying to solve something which is not a problem itself, or which the client does not see it as a problem, so that will go wrong, right? So if you are trying to solve something, you have done the entire exercise, and the client is saying that, hey, I was not looking exactly for this solution, the problem was not exactly this. So that will be a difficult portion. So that's why it said that you should continuously ask questions, you should continuously assess your clients, you should always have some kind of regular touch-ups with your clients, so that you try to understand them, you try to understand what they are looking for. And having a good interaction with your client helps in that. Having good communication, having good interaction skills helps there a lot. Apart from that, I would say having the analytical ability. So you should be good with numbers, you should be good with trying to have some model, trying to do some analytics over the data that you presented in Excel format or whatever format you have. Good research ability, so you will be doing a lot of research initially on the data, on the kind of problems that you're given with. So a good research ability on that. And I would say that's it. So it's more or less the general understanding of the business, the understanding of the industry. So you should be through well and through your industry, in and out from the beginning, right? If you know that you have a project coming up, so you should just try to understand the business or the industry as a whole. It's not necessarily you should just delve into that particular problem, but just understanding of the business as a whole will help you a lot in that.
Wow, that was a great knowledge and great insight about whether how many skills
Yeah.
and what are the skills required for the consulting. That's a very great thing. And can I have noticed that came to know that you have also done student exchange program while your MBA, right? So can you just share to our audience and our viewers that how was your experience and how did you went through that?
Yeah, so I was into we call it as a study abroad program at IIM Shillong. So I was into that, and we went to Yazig School of Management, which is in Paris, France. So it was more about learning about the international business, luxury management, because that Paris is a mecca of fashion and luxury brands. So we were more into that, but it was quite adventurous for me as well, because when I reached at the airport, I lost my bag, which had all the laptops, credit card, debit card. So I lost everything. So it was a very, not a very satisfactory, not a very expected thing for me that happened there. But I learned a lot of things over there. The professors helped me out in filing the FIRs, getting my bag back, passport back. So the professors, the students there they were very much supportive. Coming to my learnings over there, so we went to a lot of industry visits, in the luxury brands. How do they work? What is their approach towards luxury? How do they try to capture the customer market, which is in the luxury sector? And talking about my classrooms engagements over there, so we had case discussion in almost every class. So the professors, they were very very much engaging. They had a case for every session that we had. Just concluded with a case discussion. We had to go there and present our cases. So in a very short span of time. So it also taught me how to just come up with a quick solution in just 10 or 15 minutes of time, formulate it, articulate it in front of the audience. So that learning, helped me a lot in the field of management consulting as well, because there are a lot of time in on our projects in the office, when we have to just come up with something very very fast, and bring up something very quickly. So that helped me a lot over there, trying to formulate things quickly, trying to just gather things quickly. So that was fun, and we had a lot of fun also over there. So that was quite satisfactory program for me.
Wow, that's nice that you experienced the student exchange program. So I would like to
Yeah.
know, Pranav, and audience would also like to know that before joining IIM, were you a fresher or did you had any work
Yeah. So after I graduated from Delhi College of Engineering in 2016, I worked for 1 year at United Health Group, and I was there as a product developer. So it was more about first trying to develop a product. It was about developing an automated platform. So I used big data analytics over there, and then trying to define the to engage with cross-functional teams as well for their requirements, for gathering the requirements that they needed. So it was more about product. It was more about product development, analytics, and that helped me a bit. And that also, helped me understand that why I should go for well. I was doing well on my thing. As I told you, I was good at programming in my college. I was in the top 10% of my batch as well. So I was doing pretty good over there, but I did not have the visibility. I was doing what I was doing, but I could not see the impact, like what impact I am creating over there. I was working on in a very silo environment, so could not understand like what impact does it create, and how does it affect the business of United Health Group, right? So from there, I wanted to have some understanding of the industry, wanted to engage with clients. So these opportunities I missed. I will not say that everyone who is doing who has not done MBA will not have interaction with clients, or will not have the visibility, but I had that thing. So I'm talking about my experience, because there are times when people look for having some understanding of the business before you go for interaction with the clients, before you should know why we are doing so, right? So understanding of the business, understanding of different industries, I got it from there, that how relevant it is. So that was one of the thing, that experience of 1 year or 6 months, I should say, that helped me in making that decision more concrete, that I should go for an MBA.
Okay, that's nice. That's nice. So Pranav,
Yeah.
can you tell me what made you join this consulting domain? Like, why consulting?
Yeah. So as I told you, that I was very much disciplined, and I was very much good at academics from the beginning, in my school, in my college as well. So this is one field which requires a lot of hard work. Also, this is one field where you have to gain a lot of understanding about various industries, and I cannot see myself very much aligned to one particular everything. Even when I'm sitting at my home, I like to understand what's going on in the world, what's going on in economics, what's going on in the field of startups or crypto or cancer research. So I'm that kind of person who wants to know something about every industry. I'm not very much deep into one industry. So consulting was one of the domains that had that thing to help me gain knowledge of every industry, because where you're working, uh, you should have interest in that. So when I'll be working in one particular industry for one particular domain for my entire life, that would not be I would not be happy over there, right? So uh, I had to go somewhere where I have the opportunity to learn about various businesses, various solving problem solving skills. So that helped me a lot in that as well, because I was good at numbers. I was good at trying to analyze things. I was good at interaction with clients. I was good at communication skills, and these things helped me a lot as well, because these things matter as well in management consulting. So yeah, that was one of the reasons why I
Okay,
chose.
okay, that's nice. That
Yeah,
why you wanted to go to consulting, and
exactly.
why you needed. That's nice. So, as you know that in MBA there are freshers also and there are work ex also. So, our audience and our viewers also like most freshers and most who have work experience. So, what would you say? Like, is consulting for those people who have work experience, or who are freshers also? They can also go for consulting field.
So yeah, I see a lot of questions from the college students as well on this, that I am a fresher or I have experience of 4 years, so will I be a suitable match for consulting or not? So one good thing about consulting is you do not have the restriction on the work experience. So they do not want you to. We think that some of the companies have for a criteria is maybe academic results. So if you're good at academics, if you were good at academics in your 10th 12th graduation, so they look for it, right? If you're good at it, then they will shortlist you definitely. But work experience is definitely not a criteria. And talking about the academics, the reason people generally ask that why should they look for something that I have done 10 years, 6 years or 7 years ago in 10th 12th or graduation. How does it matter? How is it relevant? So I would like to talk on that. So the thing is, uh, consulting management consulting requires a lot of dedication towards your work, right? So, and even if it not interests you, you're working on a project, you do not find it interesting, you might not always get a very engaging or interesting project, right? So even if you're not provided a very interesting project, you need to put in your entire dedication over there. So what your 10th 12th or your graduation marks shows that even if you are not very much inclined towards your field, for example, I say I took engineering but I was not interested in computer science. So even if I was not interested in computer science, I did well. I was in the top 10% because I knew that it had the relevance, it had the importance, because it will matter somewhere, in the future. So even if I'm not interested in the field of computer science, I have to do that because it will matter. So that shows that you have the dedication to do something even when it does not suit you, or if it does not interests you. So just it was just about putting your head down and working smart, and you'll find your place in the sun. So they look for that people. They look for those people who are uh, who are trying to give their best despite not having interest in some of the fields, and it shows their dedication. So that's why academics is one of the factors which is relevant in consulting. Business analyst roles, or somewhere where you have done some kind of research or strategic work for any organization, then that will be definitely a plus. But it's not all of it's definitely not a very big criteria over there. It's just about how you clear the routes, or you put your case over there.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay. So that's very nicely, like I am also a fresher, and
Mhm.
I didn't had any work ex, and I am currently pursuing my MBA from SIS College of Management Studies, which is in Mumbai. So as you
Okay.
gave insight so much about consulting, so now I am also thinking to, go to the consulting and, explore that field, how that field
Yeah.
is and how that work is. So that's very nice. Like I am getting interest in myself that I should also try consulting, like if it is not restricted to work experience. That's nice. So can you also help viewers to understand that is there any few certifications required for this domain, or what things are required like?
So, not really. If you are in the college, I would suggest that try to do some case studies competitions. So there are a lot of case studies floating around. Being floated around by the big four or the big three MBBs. So you can do that. You can participate in case study not only for the big fours or for these MBB firms, but a lot of firms like Amazon, Tata Steel, and a lot of them are coming up with their own strategic, case solving, programs or case solving projects. So if you try to participate in those, and you'll learn a lot. First of all, the first thing is that you'll learn a lot because you'll know how to approach a problem, how to solve a problem. You will do a lot of research around that. When you are working on a case study competition, you will try to learn a lot about various industries. You will work on a lot of data insights. You'll try to gain some insights out of those data, and try to present it and try to solve the problem. So that is one of the important things in management consulting, right? That you need to solve a problem. So if you're working on case study competitions, if you're trying to work on some live projects, just go on to LinkedIn. If you are already connected with people who are in these firms, just try to have a word with them. And if there is an opportunity for the live projects in those organizations, that's nothing better than that. And that you can put on your CV. And when these big four firms or the management consulting firms look at your CV, they'll definitely shortlist you because they know that you have been a part of their organization, you have been a part of their life projects. So it will definitely be a plus. So try to do these things. And for interviews or for the case study preparations, you can have like um, case in point is there, or Victor Chang, interviews by Victor Chang. So you will go through those, and that will help you a lot. So these are about the trainings and the life projects and the case study competitions.
Okay, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's very insightful and very informative. So, can you give some light on scope of management consultants after exit from Big Four?
Yeah. So big four, or the big three firms are definitely the first choice for most of the aspirants, most of the students, because they delve completely into the management consulting or the strategy domain. But even if you're looking for opportunities outside the big four, there are a lot of them. Even especially in the current scenario, with the growth of startups and with the spur of a lot of these strategy fields over there, you have a lot of opportunities in these areas as well, because every organization will look for someone who has worked across the industries, who knows inside out of the business, uh, who knows how to solve a problem, how to tackle a problem. So every organization has that domain for the strategy, or for taking new initiatives for the firm, so that they can grow into new markets, they can launch new products. So if you have worked in one of the big four, or if you have worked in any management consulting organization, so after the exit you'll have a lot of opportunities in almost every field, because it's a kind of a generic domain, right? It's strategy. It's just trying to help the organizations grow, help the organizations achieve operational excellence, or help the organization assist in reducing the enterprise-wide risk, or trying to solve the problems. So if you have done one of these, you will definitely have a scope in almost every field, every organization, or every industry. So
Okay.
there's a lot. Yeah.
All right. That's nice. And what are the standard roles and responsibilities that come with this consulting domain? Can you also give some light on that?
Yeah. So if I talk about my current day-to-day roles and responsibilities, so I am currently in the strategy, governance, and risk model consulting. So where I need to assist the organization in trying to assess their risks, trying to have a strategy from the perspective of technology transformation, or help the organization in launching their products in the new market, or coming up with a completely new revenue stream. So these are my areas. So for 2 or 3 months, so in 1 year I do around 3 to 4 projects, each each have a duration of around 3 to 4, 2 or 3 months. So uh, interaction with clients, day-to-day interaction with clients, weekly interaction with clients sometimes. uh, First of all, trying to assess their problems, trying to the data part, the research part, the initial requirements part, trying to understand the case. That is one of the major thing over here. And after that, when you are good with the scope, when you're good with the project timeline deliverables, you just focus more on changing your requirements, and trying to understand the requirements from the client each day, and coming up with a solution, and have a review back with your manager, and with your senior manager or partner. So that's the day-to-day routine. Sometimes you need to focus on completely different aspects, like the program management aspect as well. So you need to have a plan for the project estimate, the deadlines, the budget, the pricing as well. So so one of the projects that I was handling was expanding into 5 work streams with 40 Deloitte member firms. So it was completely a program management role, where I had to manage the end-to-end project timeline, the reports, the dashboards, the metrics, the everything. And some projects are more related to completely focusing on just delivering the work to the client. So just trying to understand the problem, assess the risks, assess the business problems, trying to come up with a governance model, and trying to having a maybe a cloud migration project, or a cloud maturity assessment project. So there are two aspects. One is you manage focus on the problem solving part, and doing the consulting work over there. So this is
All
the
right, that's nice. That what are maybe we can have know that what are the day-to-day responsibilities that consultants do. So, Pranav, as you are a consultant, okay, and you know much more things about the consulting role and consulting field. So, can you also help the viewers and audience also know that there are so many types of consulting, like management consulting, IT consulting, and many other consulting. So, which is the best consulting that MBA student or any person should go, like management consulting, or which consulting is the good field?
So I would say management consulting is the umbrella, right? So management consulting talks about solving the problem of the business management. So it can be related to anything. They have a problem with their digital transformation, you work on that. They have a problem with their corporate strategy. They have a problem with their financial effectiveness. They have a problem with commercial due diligence when they are going for an M&A acquisition. So M&A is the umbrella under which you have different domains, subdomains, I would say. So strategy is one part of that. So first one is you just want to have a new strategy for the firm. You want to take the initiative to suggest them a new strategy that they should adopt to have more excellence over their output. So you take the initiative, you suggest them something, and you provide them the inputs on how they should go for it. So that's the strategy part. The other thing can be they already have a strategy with them. They just need someone to help them in excelling that strategy or executing that strategy. So that might be digital transformation, or they want to migrate to cloud. So you just try to solve the problem, try to implement that problem. So that comes under technology consulting. So you just drive the technology model, you try to come up with a revenue model on that. How would it affect when they migrate to cloud, or how would they affect if they have a technology transformation. So this is one of the part. One can be risk management, so which I was working for a while. So trying to understand the risks, maybe in the financial risk or the cyber risks or operational risk, regulatory risk, legal risks that the firm is going through, trying to solve the problems. So this comes under the risk consulting. So in management consulting, you have these different domains about strategy, technology, risk, or it can be about operational excellence, trying to drive the day-to-day operations, helping around with the resource management. How do you try to reduce their costs, cost transformation, or something like, as I talked about, due diligence, just checking on to whether the target company is good with their business model or financial model or not, or trying to come up with a financial strategy for a firm, trying to look at their revenue model, profit and loss model, and suggesting them something on that financial strategy. So these are the various domains. So it does not matter, which field or which subdomain are you working in. It is just about your own capability, right? Because if you're very good at product, if you're very good at technology, as I told you, I worked in a product development role earlier. So I was more comfortable with driving a product strategy for a firm. So I worked in one of the projects where I was driving the new product launch for a firm which was trying to enter into a wellness industry and trying to collaborate with the health insurance providers. So I was more good, okay with the product management. So I chose product strategy, and that worked for me. Someone who is very good with IT technology, he or she can just go for technology, has an expertise and will know in and out the problem and will try to solve it. Someone who is very good with just trying to have something on finance, so who is who has graduated in finance, if he wants to have his say in the strategy for finance, he can go for your interest, which subdomain you would like to work with for the firm, and that's it. So it's not about which one is the best or which one is not the best, because if you are into management consulting, you will be given different roles at different times, and you will be working with different industries as well. So it's a cross industry field. It's not just about one industry. So someday some project you will be working with the healthcare industry, some other day you will be working on the trying to assess the risks for automotive giant who is coming up with a autonomous vehicle. So what are the risks, what are the security risks over there, what is the governance risk over there? So it depends, it completely depends. Nothing is good or nothing is bad in that. It's it depends on your domain or your interests.
Wow, that's nice. That's very informative. Like our audience also and viewers also get to know that if they which consulting is best and which consulting is not. And you give every consulting knowledge that if you go into this, then what roles and responsibilities you would be having, and if you are interested in this, and if you like for finance, those people who are good in maths and who are good in quantitative analysis, they can go for finance consulting. That's very nice and very informative. So also
Yeah.
that every person in their life have many challenges and many hardships. So what all challenges you faced in your journey?
So initially, I would say that I was not very much sure. know, this is one of the challenges faced by most of the students when they are into their engineering or into their graduation. They are not sure whether they have chosen the right field or not. They should go for masters, or they should just pursue the field in the same field that they are working in. So that is not an issue. That was a challenge for me as well. Like, I did not understand whether I should. That will be one of the issues. If you're clear with it, that's very nice. Nothing can be better than that. But if you're not clear with it, it's not a problem at all, because people say that when you're joining engineering, you should know which domain are you interested in. It's not like that. If you have not studied that field, I chose computer science because it was the most demanding field. That's simple. I did not have as such an interest in computer science. So that's perfectly fine if you do not have an interest in that field, or you do not know whether it will suit you or not, because you will definitely know, or you will gradually, when you are just trying to explore that, you will get to know about it. So don't worry about that. That will be one of the challenges for you that I faced as well. But just try to explore in the initial years of your graduation, and you can also try to explore in the first year of your MBA, because the first year is all about exploring different domains. You just do not come with a closed mindset that I will be going for finance or I will be going for consulting, because you might be surprised by what is coming your way, right? So you might feel that I'm very good at finance, I am a chartered accountant, so I will definitely go for finance. But it might happen that you start taking interest in consulting in when you have the lectures with your professors, when you work for on some firm projects or work for some life projects. So do not come with a closed mindset, and do not stay in a bubble. Many people are just there in a bubble, like I will do just this thing. Do not stay in that bubble, just break your bubble, set your boundaries apart, just push your boundaries and try to explore things in the first year of your college. And so yeah, that will be very much rewarding for you.
Wow, that's nice, because I can also relate that thing as you told in the first year of MBA, like you have to explore every other domains, finance and operations. I can also relate because I am also myself an MBA student. So as you gave the true knowledge that if you come with the mindset that you want to go in this particular specialization, then that's not the mindset that every MBA student should have. Like you should explore and know
Exactly.
more of the other knowledge, because you might end up in another specialization what you were thinking of. That's very true. And can you
Exactly.
also tell us, the audience, like what interviewers do look for hiring consultants in their company, and what do they look in the particular candidate?
Okay. So in most of the consulting organizations, they'll first go for a short list. They'll come up with a short list of maybe I would say in a ratio of maybe 1:3 or 1:4, whatever they are looking for, the number that they are looking for to hire. In the shortlist, we generally do not know that what is the basis of the criteria for the shortlist, but it is often said that some of the consulting firms have a priority over people who have good academic backgrounds, like 90-80% plus. They generally keep a filter on that. But again, a caveat: this is not that is there for every consulting firm, or this is not a rule. This can vary, but the first thing will be a shortlist, and then you will have 2 or 3 rounds of interview. It will be a guesstimate round and the case study rounds. So what they are trying to look on those rounds is your approach, problem solving approach, or your approach to the problem that you are given uh, with respect to the numbers. So what they're trying to look in the guesstimate, they're trying to look at your approach. They're not trying to get you know the right answer for that problem. They just look at your approach, how you are approaching that problem, what are the factors that you're taking into consideration. So how open is your mind, how open are you to various external factors taking into that problem by means of analytic skills. I do not want to say that they will look at your you know uh, uh, Excel skills, or your trying to trying to solve something in Excel, or trying to solve something in the in data analytics tools. But they will try to look at your analysis, like how are you able to look at the numbers, what are you trying to come out with that, whether you're trying to assess the numbers or not, whether you're trying to assess the problem or not, you're trying to understand what is the exact problem or not. So given the situation, you're trying to understand the challenges or not, what actions will you come up with when you're given a challenge, and what will be the result after that. So they will try to understand your approach on the problem solving, how you're trying to assess that problem, and what uh, situations, or what you know uh, situations can you develop from that problem. Like they will try to assess, like what is your observation. So you should have a very good observation skills, you should have a very good assessment skill, and you should have a good communication skills and interaction skills with the interviewer. So if you're just trying to put your head down and solving a problem, that won't work. Just try to have a conversation with the interviewer. Try, because that will be beneficial for you in two ways. One, when you're trying to interact with him, it will be you will have an impression on him, right? It will always create a good impression with your interviewer. Second, he will try to help you out, when you're trying to discuss the problem with him. If you're just stuck on something, he will just try to help you there with the maybe he'll give some hint, or maybe he'll give some just something on that, so that you can just come out of that and try to solve that problem. So have that problem solving skills, try to do as much case studies as you can, try to practice as much guesstimates as you can. As I said, case in point, Victor Chang approach, and how he tries to analyze the problem and then put a solution for that. So yeah.
All right, that's nice. That our audience and viewers also got to know that how can we perform in the consulting interviews and what the interviewer looking us while they're hiring a consultant. So that's very insightful that you gave. Like while you are talking, also you have a good communication with the interviewer. That's very nice. Our audience also got to know how to perform in those interviews. So like I said earlier, also like there are many audience in our you for this, like they are freshers also and they are work ex also. So like people are sometimes confused, like why is this consulting, is consulting demanding job, or is consulting most tedious job? Like how would you say about this job? Like is this a tedious job or challenging job, or what type of job it is?
I would say this is a intensive field. Uh, I would not say that this is not intensive. I would be lying if I say that. But at the same time, I would say that this is a very interesting field. So you will be working for long hours, sometimes, but that will not stop you from doing the same thing again the second day, because you will definitely be interested in the work that you will be doing every day, because you won't be doing a normal operational task every day that you get bored with, right? So if you are trying to solve a problem, you're trying to work on something, you will be interested in that. You will try to finish that thing as soon as possible, and you will be completely engaged in that problem. So it's a intensive field, but it's a very interesting field that will not stop you from doing that thing. And talking about why people prefer consulting, why is it the most, maybe you have complete end to end business knowledge across industries. No other field will give you the kind of the business background or the business knowledge that you gain from management consulting, because you are not working in one particular domain. You are working in different domains for different projects, and when you are trying to solve a problem for a client, you will understand the entire industry. You will try to understand the entire business in and out. You will be interacting with the CXOs, because this is the field where the CXOs will be responsible or accountable for the strategy in the firm. So they will be having a stake in that. So you will be interacting with the CXOs. The kind of exposure that you get for the client interaction is immense in this field. So there was a project that I was working for, an automotive giant, where I interacted with around 120 third parties and 80 business units for a particular organization. So this kind of interaction with the CXOs, with the leadership across the business units, this is immense, and this is a reason why it is the most rewarding field. Because when you even when you're looking for opportunities outside the big four or the big three, people would know that you have worked in this field where you have a knowledge of various industries. So you can apply for a host of companies, and they will be taking they will be preferring you definitely over others who have worked in just one particular industry or one particular domain. So you will have a plethora of opportunities outside various bandwidth of clients. So definitely it's that's the reason people consider it as the most rewarding field.
Okay, that's very nice. So now I think the audience and viewers also got to know that why consulting is demanding and why consulting is a very important role in any organization, whether you go. So that's very informative that you gave the right answer. So can you also tell me, like, as every MBA student, dreams about and wants to know, like, how they can stand out of the crowd. Like there are so many MBA students going for a particular degree and wanting a job in a big four companies or any companies, but what they can do in themselves so that they can stand out of the crowd, and interviewers attention also get attracted to them.
Okay. So, your first interaction with any company is through your CV. So, your CV is the entry point into any organization or into the hiring manager's book. So, the most important thing is your CV. So, when someone looks at your CV, he or she should relate with it, right? Like, if there is any firm who is trying to, hire someone for a particular role, and the first thing that she or he will look at is your CV, and if he does not relate with that, that's the end of the story. So you have lost your case there itself. So try to have something on your CV which can relate with those consulting firms. And how can you do that? If you're a fresher, you do not have any experience of consulting. If you're doing your MBA and you were earlier an electrical engineer, suppose you were an electrical engineer, so you do not have anything to relate with your consulting field, right? So try to bring something on your CV, like the projects that you do during your MBA, or the case study competitions that you have done, live projects. You can go for some organizations, or even if you do not have any live projects, you can see a lot of these MBB firms are coming up with their workshops. It's a kind of live workshop where they will just they will just simulate an environment. They will just simulate a consulting environment where they will provide you with a case. You need to come up with a presentation in maybe 1 or 2 weeks time that they give, and then they will discuss with you the problem. So it's a simulation kind of thing that these firms are coming up with, and they do not have any shortlist criteria for that. They do not have any fee for that. MBB firms, when you put this on your CV, it will definitely make an impact with these firms, right? So if you have some projects, if you have done some case study competition, even if you have not won that case study competition, you can just uh, put down your learnings over there. You can just put down your projects over there. So these things will definitely help you out over there. You can also bring in something from your past organization, any problem that you've tried to solve, any strategic teams that you've worked with. So everything counts. There is not one particular domain that the management consulting field looks for. They look for everything. I mean, you this is one field where you do not have to be a master of one field. You can be a jack of all trades, because this is one area where you need to be a bit good at most of the things, rather than being the best at one thing. So try to bring these things on your CV. So this will definitely help. And I mentioned some of the, like case study books, like Case in Point, or the videos by Victor Chan. So these will help you in gaining, how to gaining knowledge on how to approach a problem, how to come to a conclusion, how to solve that problem. So these things will help you in your skills, the hard skills. And for soft skills, as I mentioned, trying to articulate well. So articulation is very important with your clients. So I have generally seen, I have worked across border with the firms from other countries as well. So what I have observed is that we Indians are very much good at trying to solve the problem. We know how to solve a problem, but we do not know to put it up in front of the client. We do not know how to articulate it very. So articulation, learning to put things in a very crisp manner, at a very right time, by just having you just learn as you just grow as you learn. This is not a very this is not a thing where you just have a course, you do a course and you learn something. This is not that. It will just come with time. It will just come with experience. So do as many case studies, try to solve as many guesstimates, try to have something on your CV, like any workshop that you've done, any live projects that you've done. Try to have those on your CV. This will definitely help.
Wow, that's again informative, because like many freshers also think for go for consulting, because as being a consultant you get a lot of clients and you get to interact with big industries clients also. So as you also mentioned that you grow while you learn, so you need to do some workshop, or you need to do some live projects so that you can understand what consultants do and how do we solve the complex cases. So that's very insightful that you gave this knowledge. And I guess the audience and viewers also got to know that how to stand out of the crowd while giving these types of interviews. That's very nice. So, in your opinion, Pranav, what do you think that what personality pillars or traits that might distinguish a person to succeed in this domain for consulting?
So the most important thing, as I said, is being curious. Just trying to ask questions, trying to understand problems, trying to just explore the industry. So I would say when you are in your college, in your first year or your second year, just pick up an industry, try to pick up an industry and try to learn inside out of that industry. By that, you will just have a knowledge of one particular industry. Always look for look for people who are supporting you in the journey with uh, uh, skills where you try to always have a mentality, or you have kind of team, be a team player, right? So that trait should be very much useful, because if you're not a team player in the field of consulting, you will not be good at solving the problems, because your manager, if you're working with him, he will look for someone who is ready to solve all kind of problems, rather than just being specific in one field. So trying to learn new things, trying to explore, being curious, asking questions, and always eager to just be across various industries, not unidimensional personality, you know being multidimensional and being ready to take anything on, whenever the time demands. So that's the thing.
All right, that's very nice and very nicely said that it's you should be curious and you should be a very team player. That I think so. I am getting motivated. I don't know. Thus, I think I am going to go for consulting. As you said that I am also very curious. Like I also ask doubts in the lectures or
Yeah,
anything, any workshop I'm doing or any workshop I'm attending. So you need to be like for this. You need to be very curious and have a team player, like you said, right? That's nice.
exactly.
So coming to the end of this discussion, I would like to know your opinion that how it can you think that Grow Junction can help students and MB working professionals to grow in this consulting career?
I think this is a platform where you can, explore a lot of things, because I see, I've been seeing on the social media and, LinkedIn as well, there are a lot of podcasts that you guys are creating. So these podcasts, these interaction sessions with you will definitely help a lot of students, so these are the things when you understand, when you have someone from the industry, right? A case or a just a thing in the book won't help you much as a person who is there in the industry. He or she sharing her experiences. That will definitely help a lot, rather than just going for a particular you know solving problems in a book. So I would definitely think that it will definitely Grow Junction and these podcasts and these workshops will definitely help a lot of students, and they will get to know, they will get to relate with their own experiences, with their own journey. So yeah, definitely helps.
That's nice. I think so that audience and our viewers also got to know that how Grow Junction can help them in growing if they are thinking to pursue consulting as their career. So how the Grow Junction can help. That's very nicely said about Grow Junction. So can you also say that any quote or anything you want to give to the MBA students that you should read these books or go for like Rich Dad Poor Dad? Any book you want to suggest for consulting people?
So I would not say there is any specific field, there's any specific book that you should go for, in consulting, because it's just about your own skills, your own, problem solving, approaching a problem, and your industry and business skills. So try to enhance your business skills. Try to, go through a lot of various, articles. Try to be updated on the recent happenings in the world. what is going on in various industries, because that will definitely tickle your mind. That will definitely help you in coming out with your own questions. You'll ask questions from within, that what's the problem that this industry is facing. That will definitely help in just carving out the strategy for any client that you're working with. So just try to be updated, try to be uh, very much into the industry, into the business, and do not think anything as irrelevant, or which is that this is not in my domain. Because in consulting, everything in the sun definitely is relevant, and just be updated, I would say.
All right. And Pranav, what would you like to give suggestion to those people like who are confused and who want to know more thing about consulting? So what suggestion or advice do you want to give to those students or working professionals who want to switch their job in the consulting career?
Okay, so I'm not sure about this, but if you I would just say, if you have someone who is there, who's your friend who is working in the consulting domain, just try to have a conversation with him. And definitely you can explore. You have summer internship for 2 months, so you can explore this field. This will, if you, that is the best thing to explore. For the 2 months, you will get a lot of understanding in the field if you want to go for consulting. And even if you do not get a chance for the summer internships, just try to try to gain from the experience of people who are there in the industry, because nothing better than that can help you out in this. No book, no case study, no problem solving, but these guesstimates, or these are for clearing the rounds, but to gain the understanding, or to relate with you, whether you will be a fit for this role or not. As I mentioned about few soft skills, that you need to have a good articulation, communication skills. You need to have intensive working ability. You need to have a process orientation approach. You should just know what is relevant, what is urgent, what is important. You should know to prioritize your things. So time management is one of the most important skill in this thing. So if you are good in these things, if you are fine with these, if you are fine with learning various industries, then that should definitely interest you. There's not you I mean, you won't be much confused about it. And if you are yet confused about it, you can definitely reach out to people who are there in these industries.
Wow, that's very nice. I guess till now, the viewers, those who have watched, or audience, those who are watching, they have got the insight and very brief and detailed knowledge at what consulting is and how you will be performing in these roles, or if you go for big industries. That's very nice. That's very nice of you, Pranav. Thank you for giving your very valuable time and very precious time to us, explaining the students and the professionals who want to go for consulting as a career. Thank you so much, Pranav.
Thank you, Pushkar. Thank you for having me here.